In the last video, I had made an update on why the SAFe 6.0 new update is very, very important. But I just want to do a slightly larger video today. So this is another article that you can visit on the Scaled Agile website. And when you visit this article, you will find out a slightly lengthier, detailed description as to why this new update is a critical one. And you can see here, this has got some fantastic videos here and something that you can watch, which I recommend watching, and it'll give you a lot more details. And this phrase here, work differently, build the future. Our new tagline, work differently, build the future, represents the idea that our work enables us to innovate faster and obviously to navigate any market disruption or opportunities, etc. How can we take advantage of this as business agility experts? So we go into a little bit of detail here and how this framework allows you to achieve these things. It's very nice. This is the kind of dimension that we want to be heading into. And so obviously we covered the picture, we've got the core competencies here, but apart from the core competencies, we've also introduced 6 major themes here, and these themes essentially are what driving this entire framework. And you've got some updates here on strengthening the foundation for business agility. On top of that, what are some of the, you could say, the attributes, the characteristics of this. And very nice here, lean thinking. We've got the principles and the steps for lean thinking, something that we're starting to take a little bit more seriously within this framework. It was always serious before, it was always there, but you can see it's spelled out more explicitly, which is very nice to see. And the house of lean has been retired and it has been amplified through the framework. For example, we've got different aspects of the House of Lean that has been distributed apart to the framework. And also you've got the core values. It's been, some stuff has been incorporated in there as well. And we've got an update to one of the themes. And actually, I'll be honest, this theme for me used to be the whip one, the one that people used to kind of dread in the classroom to seeing this principle. But I like this. Make value flow without interruptions. For me, this makes a lot of sense, and I think it'll make a lot more sense for business leaders as well. So make the value flow without interruptions. And also we've got our good old implementation roadmap, which I'm sure most of you are familiar with, on a series of steps and activities that has guided organizations to successfully implement the Scaled Agile Framework. And there'll be some little bit of fine tuning that's been happening here. And then obviously from here, SPCs, what is their role in improving the organization? And we've got a whole bunch of other responsibilities, roles and responsibilities, which has been clarified within this framework, which is very good. It's good to see this. And on top of that, one of the biggest questions in the industry has been, what does a Scrum Master exactly do? Well, the good news is we've actually got some guidance on this now. So that's good. And on top of that, you know, Agile release trains, what are their responsibilities? What do they provide to the organization? And on top of that, you've got system architect, solution architect. What are some of their interaction points throughout the thing? And this is a phenomenal piece. This is like this for me, is the standout piece. This thing is a critical piece for me, because what this is showing here is that in order to make flow work, what are the key components to allow flow? How do you want to analyze flow? Flow is a very difficult concept to explain to anyone, but once when you understand what are the major components which could enable flow or destroy flow, you now have a clear picture on what to do. So this is really nice to see. This was very nice to see that has been added in here. On top of that, bottlenecks, how you want to address them. So you've got the 8 flow accelerators here, that's what they've called it here, how the 8 flow accelerators help make value flow without interruptions. So if you have problems within your organization in terms of flows not flowing through smoothly, try to use some of these flow accelerators and how it can potentially improve flow in your area. And then on top of that, we have flow-based articles. So if you are working in the teams layer or in the program, agile, release train area, or maybe a little bit higher up in the portfolio, feel free to read some of these articles. It'll give you more guidance, support, and tools and tips that you need to actually get this stuff working. Very good, very good. I like to see this. Kanbans, safe teams, and how each one of them have their own little ways of working. We've got guidance on this. We've got clear pictures which show you clearly what's going on in each of these areas. Very good to see. And some of the built-in quality practices, nice to see as well. Kanban, there's more to Kanban than you see. So you can also see that when it comes to Kanban, it's not just about a board. It's about depicting your value stream. So you can learn a little bit more about that as well. And it's not just that, we've also got business agility and how it incorporates itself throughout the organization's business functions. As we continue through, AI, big tech, all this stuff, how is it playing a part within this framework? So you'll get more guidance on this. And also don't forget that when it comes to delivering business agility and value, we're really trying to deliver not outputs, but outcomes at the end of the day. And again, this picture really shows that. Take note of competency, flow, and outcomes really being focused in on here. OKRs, we spoke about in the last video about KPIs and PIs and other important changes which are also included here. Some updates to the big picture, and you can see here some terminology changes which I think makes a lot more sense as well. I think it's more consistent within the framework's literature. And on top of that, yeah, some other small changes as well. Personally for me, if you want to focus in certain areas, I think these two pictures are phenomenal. I also believe that the 8 flow accelerators that you can see here is a very good thing to take seriously within your organization. Don't forget accelerating value flow, the major components in terms of what you want to be looking at when it comes to enabling value within your organization. Responsibilities, always good to remind yourself what your day-to-day responsibilities are. And on top of that, getting to it, this section here, quite a critical section when it comes to understanding what we're trying to achieve here. So all in all, it's a brilliant update. It's an update that's going to help you think more clearly when it comes to business agility. But on the top of that, it just gives you the clarity, some of the steps that you need to understand what is actually going on in this area. We're not just talking about Scrum teams. We're not just talking about Scrum Masters or product owners or product managers. We're talking about the organization as a whole. So most of my viewers are Scrum Masters and product owners and product managers and project managers. You'll be looking at this video and saying, what is the value in it for me? The value in it is, and for you, is that you should be reading this stuff. You should be looking to see how does it impact you? How does it influence your day-to-day to work? What can you take from here and start analyzing in your workplace and asking yourself the question, hey, I can make this better. If I do this, if I do that, how can I make things, what improvements will happen? Start to do your pros and cons analysis. See where your strengths are, where your weaknesses are. What can you take from here and start to physically implement? What can you work together as teams and see which one of these is actually quite potentially good to implement within your teams, in your functions. So many ideas, many things that you can take from this framework, but what is required here from yourselves is to read through this, digest this information, and then apply room for thought. What does it mean for you going forward? My name is Suhaib, and thanks for watching.